And let me undo that. Okay, George is my best friend. Now how would I do this? I want to make George underlined. So there's the underline. So I enter my tag, and then after George, I don't want it to be underlined anymore, so I close the tag. Now, is my no formatting, and then best friend, I want that to be italic, because here, best friend you can see is italic. So here I enter italic, and then I close my italic. Now what if I wanted this whole thing to be bold? So this would be bold and underlined, this would just be bold, and this would be bold italic. How would I do that? Well, I want the bold to apply to everything, so I'd open the bold tag here, and then at the end I would close my bold tag, and that would be proper nesting. So you see, if I start from the outside and work my way in, I've got the bold at the beginning and I close the bold at the end. And then if I work my way inward, I've got the underline, but the underline closes here. Then I've got an italic, and the italic closes here. Now if I work my way from the outside in, it should be the same. Underline, close underline. Then I've got bold, closes the bold tag, italic, closes the italic. And I can also work my way from the inside out. Italic, bold, close bold, underline, close underline. Down here, I can work my way from the inside out. Underline, close underline, bold, and then all the way there it closes the bold. And then if I was working my way from the inside out here, italic, close bold, corresponds to the opening bold. So that's proper nesting. Now I'm going to show you how to actually do this on a web page. Go to your desktop and double click on the My Website folder. Now let's create a new page from scratch. So let's go to New, and you can create a new web page by doing a new text document. I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. So new text document, let's create this called Handcode. And then we open up the text document, and we're going to make a web page in here from scratch. And it's pretty neat where you could give me a piece of paper and I could draw a web page with hand coding, and all someone would have to do is type it in, save it as a web page, and we would have hand code capabilities, and that could be a live web page. So we're going to make a web page from hand here. Now the real purpose is not to make web pages from hand, but once you know how to do it by hand, you'll be able to have the flexibility of editing pages that you create in editors. So a lot of the time you're going to create a page in an editor, and then you're going to go in using some hand coding tips and be able to add content and beef it up. So there are a few tags you need to know just to have a basic web page, and the first tag is called HTML. Now I'm doing it in uppercase letters so you can see better, but it can be uppercase or lowercase, it doesn't matter. Now when we create a tag, we automatically want to close that same tag. Okay, but now I'm going to put some space in between, because this is the tag that opens the HTML page, and this closes the HTML page. So the next tag we want to include is head. Let me type it in all uppercase so you can see it. H-E-A-D. We also have to close this tag right away. And I'm going to put a little bit of space in there. Now inside the header tag, we have a title tag. That's the title of your web page, and every time you create a tag, close it. So between the opening of the head and the closing of the head, we want to have our title. And we can call this hand-coded web page. You can call it whatever you like. If you're making a site on how to change baby diapers, you could call this title How to Change Baby Diapers. Just a few words that describe what your page is about. So after the header is closed, we want to include the body tag, and this is where most of the content's going to go. So we open up a body tag, and then we close our body tag. Now most of the content on the website is going to be between the opening and the closing body tag. So we can put the closing body and the closing HTML at the bottom, and we've got our opening body tag here, and this is where most of our content's going to go. So if I wanted to create a page where everything was centered, here is how you do the center tag. It's just center, and I can close the center. And if you want to right align something, it would just be RIGHT, right, instead of center. And then you close the right tag. So let me just draw these tags for you. If you wanted to right align the page, you would do this. And if you wanted a left alignment, you open the tag and close it. So here's our three options. We've got center, right, and left. And this is all done within the body tag. So if you work your way from the outside in, we'll see HTML, and at the end, close HTML. So then our next tag is head, but then the head gets closed there. Now if we keep working our way in, title, close title. So that's properly nested. Now we can also go out a little bit and go from body to close body. Then we go from center to close center, right to close right, left to close left. So this is all properly nested. If we were to put this all in one line, we'd be able to see that the ultimate outside is the HTML, and then it's perfectly nested. Now, what do we want to be centered? So let's work on putting some content in the page. So let's go with our example and say George is my best friend. Okay, now let's just save this web page so I can show you what it looks like before we apply any formatting. So if we go to File, we go to Save As. Now it's important. It wants to save it as a text document, but we want to make it an HTML document. So we choose All Files, and we save it as handcode.html. And you see here, this one is handcode.txt because it's a text document. If we save it as .html, it'll make a web page. So we hit save, and if we open our website folder, you'll see now the hand code is an HTML document. Let's open that page and see what it looks like.